Hello ladies and gentlemen, in this video we're going to take a look at shields. Powerful, expensive, very power hungry. Shields are light and do not put much stress on your fort. Conversely, they're not very good at withstanding stress from weight, so they're really useful only as a defense. The amount of power drained by a particular piece depends on its length and specifically the amount of material used. It's 1/10 of that number rounded to the nearest 10. I'd say that 2 long pieces of shield drain roughly as much power as 1 upgraded power turbine. Now let's test a few things on it. Well, it would be very disappointing if the machine gun could harm it, considering it can't even harm normal armor. But no, it has no effect on shields whatsoever. But let's try the armor-shredding Gatling gun on it. That also has no effect at all, regardless of angle. So I guess that's a nice step up. Armor-piercing snipers are apparently also shield-piercing snipers. They go through shields more easily than they go through armor. The normal sniper, on the other hand, has no such luck. The factory weapons, though. The cannon seems like it would be a great solution to shields, but it's actually not. What it does do is disable the shield. That repair thing does not actually indicate damage repair. It's the amount of time it takes before the shield goes back online. At that point, the shield can be actually repaired, and it doesn't deal that much damage, less than half. It is worth mentioning that the shield does not actually protect against anything. Projectiles go right through it when it's disabled, so a follow-up is pretty good. Lasers, well, the tooltip specifically mentions how effective the shield is against lasers, and it's no joke. You can destroy your own base that way if you're not careful. It does, however, the tooltip I mean, say that it's weak against explosives, so let's take a look at the basic mortar. These do not actually destroy shields, or, well, actually I got that backwards. It does not disable them, but it hurts them pretty badly. Shields are fairly quick to repair, though, expensive though they may be. So I'd say it takes 3 mortars to have a good shot at taking them down. Heavy mortars, on the other hand, no such problem. You better have your machine gun defenses ready to go if you're gonna use shields. It also helps to have your protection at a place on your base that's difficult to hit with mortars. Maybe an overhang would be helpful. If you've played the tutorial, you have some idea of what swarm missiles do to shields, but just in case, there you go. Shields are effectively useless against swarm missiles. This is a good time to point out that although shields are quick to repair, they're slow to build, so it's very unlikely that you'll catch your opponent by surprise with them. There are, of course, some other weaknesses that make shields so rarely used. For example, there's no such thing as a shield door. Now, you can probably guess what a warhead will do to shields, but maybe a visual demonstration would also help. Yep, they go by. If they're in the closer AoE range of a warhead, they're just gone. I think that shields are a fairly good defense if you expect your opponent to rush factory and just use them to protect your core and your most vital load-bearing struts. Because both the cannon and the laser are not very effective, especially if used one at a time. Later. Tooltip specifically says that lasers are reflected off of energy shields, so let's see that in action. That was pretty spectacular. That's gonna put a wrench in the rest of the demonstration, isn't it?